do believe that this is to some extent a way to try and cope with the situation. Israel has decided to boldly go where no one has gone before, if I may say, in terms of administering a third dose to the elderly. This is very important we have to be precise here, and we still don't have actually the age limit. We do not, yesterday there were a lot of discussions about, whether it would be 60 or 70. But if you take into account that we do see some, I would say, a reduction in the vaccine effectiveness, especially for people that were vaccinated early on, January. If you take into account the fact that the Delta variant is much more contagious and to some extent the vaccine is protecting from severe forms, but still we do see a rise in numbers, we don't have many things to do unless we vaccinate the most vulnerable people with a third dose in order to boost the neutralizing antibodies and give them some, I would say, means to cope with that reality.
I'm not an expert here, and I appreciate you answering this next question in easy to understand terms. I understand that the antibody level itself is not necessarily indicative that the vaccine may not work. The antibody level may be low, but the body is ready to fight if presented with the virus. The level itself can't tell you everything. So with the number of breakthrough cases so low, do we really need to be doing this?
Actually, I do not know. I do not think that the number of cases of breakthrough cases is low, because basically, if you look at the data from the Ministry of Health, and we can argue about the methodology, but if you look at the data, you will discover that in terms of preventing infection, I'm not talking about severe disease, but infection, the Ministry of Health has published results that the vaccine is effective only at 60%. 16% in preventing infection for people vaccinated in January. For February, it's 40%. For March, it's 60%. But again, these are numbers that we do not feel comfortable with. So again, that doesn't mean that the vaccine is not working. But again, we do see a decrease. And when you're talking about neutralizing antibody, we actually have two studies, one in Israel and one abroad, that shows that there is some correlation of protection with neutralizing antibodies. So the bottom line is, you have neutralizing antibodies, you are protected. You do not have neutralizing antibodies, we don't know if you are protected or not, but you want to be on the safe side.
Professor, I want to ask then about the difference in